Hi, I've been resisting the urge to upload when I'm cross, but I think this one warrants an exception. Chocolate Sunday 31, and this is for you, Sharon. Okay. Yeah, given that it's already obvious that I'm not going to hide any of these shenanigans, I'm titling this "The Emperor's Got No Clothes On," and I just am enjoying the week I've had of a break from my family. God forgive me for saying that, but I am. And just the odd time I'll get a snippet of news, and it's just insane. So to recap, Sharon got close to market rate for her bungalow from Anne-Marie, so that Anne-Marie could take over the farm and Mum and Dad could retire over the road. Mum and Dad were going to leave the bungalow between the other four sisters who didn't get the farm, with an extra bit for Sharon because they got the bungalow at mates rates. 70,000 there, only cost Sharon 25 or something, and my mum paid the bridging loan, my dad gave the acre of land, my mum paid all, the money from the Symphonium into the place, blah blah blah, but whatever. 70 grand when it was valued at 105 on the open market, generously valued, but whatever. So then Sharon says, no, that wasn't me selling it, that was just me getting 70 grand, but it's still mine, they could just live in there until they die. Then Sharon probably got wind that they could just have the bungalow on squatters' rights, if nothing else, having lived there for 14 years. Anyway, she comes over to be Dad's carer, gets the house ready to sell, and never had, in her book, if she's the landlord, she never paid landlord's insurance, she didn't look after the plumbing, the electrics, the well, she never maintained the house, she never did anything, just visited now and again. And once she came and painted a porch. Dad's put on stables, kennels, Mum put 12 grand into landscaping the patio, Dad put a lot into planting trees and fencing, blah blah blah. And so, but no, Sharon comes home and does a few jobs so that she'll be able to sell it eventually, and then gives a bill for 6,000 for Dad to pay for the upkeep of the house that she's stolen from him, all the improvements. So my sisters give her 2 grand and say no more. And then they say, actually, Daddy would prefer if you weren't living here. He's not comfortable with that. So one of the other sisters will come and care for him. And so Sharon now wants that other sister to sign a solicitor's contract that she's only being allowed to stay in the bungalow as Daddy's carer, for which she won't get, Sharon's already robbed her inheritance, her future inheritance, and Fiona's covered Sharon's holidays for the last year and spent about 2 grand, and Sharon hasn't given her a penny out of her carer's allowance or her profit. But no, she has to sign a contract saying, yes, I'm allowed into Sharon's bungalow as Daddy's carer on condition that I also undertake to maintain the bungalow and the gardens to a high standard or whatever. And this is after, first of all, Sharon said she wouldn't leave without the other 4,000 that she'd invoiced for, and I showed the law, even on her silly la story that she still owns the bungalow and they're lifetime tenants. I showed her the law that it's her duty to maintain the structure and the gardens and the land, and she could be taken to court as a landlord and actually have the book thrown at her. Anyway, so there you go. Oh yeah, I know what I was going to say. First of all, she was refusing to leave based on that she wouldn't leave without another 4,000. And the 3 sisters that have been I understand Sharon's grief, because compared to Anne-Marie's done a lot worse, but her gripe with Anne-Marie and her gripe with Dad for stringing Sharon along and then giving everything to Anne-Marie and promising Sharon all sorts and then with reneging on his promises. We've all got that with Dad, but not to worry. But the two sisters that have nothing, Kathy and Fiona, me too, are the ones that have done the most. And Kathy was going to go and take out a loan for the 4,000 that Sharon wanted to pay Sharon off to leave, until the other sister said, don't you dare. And now Fiona's saying, well, I told her I'd never claim off the bungalow, I wasn't interested in the bungalow, you know, but I told her I wouldn't sign that, you know, she could keep me to task for how I keep the house and land. It's like the Emperor's got no clothes on. Sharon, I really am concerned for your sanity, and you don't get to dictate terms to the sisters that you've robbed. I'm sorry, you ought to be horsewhipped out of the place if the truth be known for the way you've behaved. Absolutely, just and the shocking thing is that you totally believe you're right. The Emperor's got no clothes.